All right, so let's go over the rhythm behind the solo for Electric Eye. Uh, the last video we stopped right when the solo starts on the B chord. And when you play the B chord and the solo starts, that solo right there is on the B chord. Right after the B chord, you start this the rhythm. It goes like this. So that part right there, so you do this part twice. What I just showed you. You do it twice. So you play the E power chord, A7, D9, and once you play that power chord, you'll open E string, mute 3 times, and then E power chord, and then D power chord. So, and you do it the same thing again, and then C power chord, G power chord, open E power chord. So C power chord is an A string 3rd position. G power chord is the 3rd fret on the low E string position. And then open E power chord. So do it again. You gotta play a little faster. I'm just showing you slower, but when you play behind the solo, you gotta play a lot faster than that. And after that, you go. So and then you play that same pattern one more time. So what I'm doing is I play the B power chord, which is A2, D4, and G4. And then mute on the 2nd fret on the A string 3 times. And then you play the B power chord again. And then you play the 2nd fret and you lift up your pinky and ring finger. You play the 2nd fret while your index finger is still barring there. So one more time. And then G power chord, 3rd position, low E string, open A power chord, and then B power chord. So again. And then after that, the solo would go into that part of la 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 la. And when the solo is playing, then you play the C chord, power chord, with the 3rd position on the A string, and then A power chord. Just let it rain out, and then C power chord again. La 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 la. So the last fast run. And when you play that, you'll play the B power chord, D power chord, 5th position, and the E power chord, 7th position. It goes back to the intro riff. Now, on this time you play this, unlike the intro riff, where at the end of the intro riff he goes, right before the solo, you don't play that. You go back to the 5th fret, or right back to the 4th fret on the D string without pivoting on the 2nd fret. So just like that. Instead of going, you go. And then they'll change key to an A riff. Alright, so we play that same riff I just played with. I played it 4 times. So what I do is I play 7th fret of D and G, and then mute, palm mute on the open A string twice, and then 5th fret of D and G, palm mute A twice, and 7th fret of D and G, palm mute A twice. You do the same thing again, 7th fret of D and G, palm mute A twice, and then you play the 7th fret of D and G, pull off into 5th fret of D and G, and then you play 5th fret of D and G 1 time, and that's it. So you do repeat the whole thing 4 times that way. I'm gonna play slowly again for you. Oh, sorry. Okay, after that part, you'll go with. So what I'm doing is I play open A string, mute, palm mute A string 1 time, 7th fret D and G, palm mute A string twice, and then 5th fret of D and G, slide down to 4th fret, and then 7th fret of A and D. I use my ring finger and my pinky. So and then palm mute A string, 5th fret of D and G, palm mute A string 1 more time, 7th fret of D and G. So the whole thing slowly goes like this. And do the same thing again, but this time you'll play. You end up on the 5th fret of D and G. So let me play for you 2nd time. So the first time is shorter. The 2nd time you play it, you go back to the 5th fret. So the whole thing goes like this. Now you repeat the entire thing 1 more time. Alright, so now the riff will change again. So it goes from, now that we've been playing over the A chord, now it's going to change to the B chord. So, and it goes like this. You start on the 2nd fret of A, D, and G first. And you hammer on the 4th fret of D and G. So once you hammer on, you play the and then you'll play the B chord. And you lift the hands back up and play the 2nd fret of D and G, and then 4th fret of D and G, and the 2nd fret of D and G again, and then 4th fret of A and D, 2nd fret of A and D, 2nd fret of D and G, hammer on the 4th fret of D and G. So far we have this. And you quickly do the same thing again. You play the 2nd fret of A and D, hammer on the 4th fret of A and D. Play the 2nd fret of D and G, hammer on the 4th fret of D and G. So far we have this. And 4th fret of D and G again. 2nd fret of D and G. 4th fret of A and D. 2nd fret of D and G. 4th fret of D and G. It's very repetitive. Let me play it slowly for you. You can just follow me. You get that? Let's do it one more time slowly. You repeat the whole thing again. Now, once you end on 4th fret on the A and D, and you go back to the pre-chorus. And you do the chorus. And you play the chorus 4 times. Third time. 4th time's different. So the 4th time goes like this. After you play the G chord, you'll play the 2nd fret of D and A and D. Open A and D. And then D chord and then A chord. And then G chord and E chord. And then D, G, and E. And the G chord, this is what I showed you before. It was only use my middle finger over the 3rd fret of low E string, and the middle thing, the A string, just play the G, open G and open D string along with the 3rd fret of low E. So, and then you have the D chord, which is the normal D chord, open D string, 2nd fret of G, and 3rd fret of B. So again, the very ending of the song goes like this again. D, A, E, G, and E. D, G, and E. So that's the entire song of Electric Eye, rhythms behind it, and thanks for watching.